Okay, good day. We're here today with Kim Bloomberg Seamus, and we're going to talk about the Michelle Lorber case.
Jennifer Michelle Lorber.
Jennifer Michelle, okay. And Kim, can you tell us why are you known as Rev Kimmy?
Well, I'm a licensed reverend, a Christian reverend. I'm ordained.
Okay, and what kind of ministry do you have in it?
I have done ministry from A to Z, from teaching in a classroom at the church, to street evangelism, to missing persons, hospital. Everything is just care ministry, caring for people, whether they're alive or dead, on these cases.
And that's your primary occupation?
No, the way I make money, professionally, over 30 years, I'm a litigation and trial paralegal at law firms, top law firms of our country, or sometimes I have worked with the judges at the courthouse and or the public, helping them with their cases, family law cases.
Okay. Now, I believe this is a fairly recent case. What can you tell us about Jennifer, and how did you get involved in this case?
Um, Being that I've had several successes before, God has used me on leading the police to bodies or to missing people. I get NIXLE notifications from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And so they had a missing person. They put out a public notification through that system. And it was Jennifer Michelle Lorber. She was on vacation from Colorado, and she went missing in Malibu, California. So I was at Starbucks. I got an email of the Nexel notification on her. Just a picture of her. She went missing in Malibu. She's a Colorado resident, and that was it. And so I looked at the photo, and that's how it works with me. I just look at a photo of the missing person, and I just usually instantly know the information.
And what
And it's a ministry gift. God gives me truth, knowledge of truth. So the Lord showed me that she her intent to come here and have vacation was not the true intention. It was to commit suicide. She came here to commit suicide. She was found, she's dead in the water, in the ocean off Paradise Cove. And the Lord kept showing me in the water near the cliffs, right there. So dead. So I called it in to the detective in charge of that case, who I did not know. I was working with a few others on a different case. And so I used those other people as a reference. I said, hey, to the detective who doesn't know me, I said, look, if you want to check me out, just talk to so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm helping them with their case. So I then told him what the Lord showed me, that she's had committed suicide. She's dead in the water in the ocean at Paradise Cove, not too far off the cove, not off the out in the ocean, nearest to the cliffs. And I emphasize the cliffs. She's near the cliffs. The Lord keeps showing me the cliffs, dead in the water, not too far off the coast. So then he told me, the detective said, oh, well, we plan to go there tomorrow. I'm like, this is great. He's planning to go there tomorrow. Here it is. God works in mysterious ways. They're planning to go tomorrow, and I know exactly where she's at. So I tell him, emphasizing, go near the cliffs. She's dead in the water there. So I Googled it like a day or two later and found that they did find her the next morning. So then, long story short, an internal investigation occurred on this incident, and they found that, yes, Kim called it. So we'll leave it at that. We'll just make a long story short, that the Sheriff's Department had investigated this situation and found that, yes, I was accurate. I called it. I said it. I had text evidence, which I'll put into the comments of this video so people can see it. So, it's not me, it's God. How would I know this information?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very sad situation, that's for sure. But anyway, I investigated later on. I think it had almost been a year. And I actually went, because I'd never went there. The Lord talked to me in Valencia, California. I called it in from Valencia, California. I never had even gone to work on the case in person until I investigated it a year later, because I didn't know details if she was found by the cliffs or where exactly to check my work. And so I met with the manager of Paradise Cove. I asked her where was she found, and I didn't lead the witness. She took me outside. She pointed at the cliffs. She said, right over there in the ocean near the cliffs. And that's what God had emphasized. And I did some research later and found that the sheriff's department, not only were they looking on land days prior, but they were also had searched in the ocean there several times and didn't find her. So I believe that the Lord, with his information that he gave me, that she's dead in the water near the cliffs, really helped them to locate her that next morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a miracle. I think it's a really good, it's a miracle.
And I actually did do a little research on this case, and I found that law enforcement had done considerable searching about a half mile away from the cliffs, down by a pier, which would be the logical thing. If a person's going to drive their car up, and
Right.
and they had looked under it and on it and in the water and everything. And
well, I think the reason why they did that is because that cafe manager said that the cafe manager said, sorry.
We forgot to.
So the cafe manager, she said, she told me that there had been pills, prescription pills that she had taken, sleeping pills or some kind of pills, to help with her committing suicide. They were found her purse, and I think those pills were found on the dock.
Oh, okay.
That's why they had probably searched there.
But not where you had told them to look.
No, she was far over at the cliffs. And in fact, I remember the cafe manager saying that made no sense that she's in the water, because they have her on video walking away in towards land, away from the ocean.
Right.
And they have her on video doing that, and which you can see in my text messages. I said I think she may have even used the cliffs, jumping off into going to the ocean, which that video of her walking away affirms that, because they never had her on video going towards the ocean. She had gone around where the trailers are, go up onto that cliff, and most likely, unfortunately, jumped.
Okay. So once again, God revealed information to you.
Yes, he did.
That law enforcement was not aware of, and in a different direction that they had from what they had been searching.
Yes.
Very good. Wow.
Oh, and being that I understand that you are actually an expert as to drownings and recovery, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you have your PhD.
Yes.
And you've written a book about drownings,
Yes.
right?
And
so how often is it that you actually can get a body from the ocean?
Well,
to recover.
I looked at that, and when you're talking a lake, that's a completely different story. But an ocean has currents in it, and it has some pretty good sized wildlife, And so
Yeah.
you can get some serious animal predation, eating on the body. And with the currents and everything, generally, unless you have a witness and you know where to look for that body, like right away, send divers down, you're not going to find it, a week, 2 weeks later or stuff like that. It's gone. And the further out
but
to
yet
sea,
this is a miracle that...
Yeah. And right there in a cove like that, if you look at the currents on a tidal chart, you'll see that the body should have been carried out to sea.
Yeah, so it was a miracle, really.
Yeah.
It was. And it's very unfortunate that this happened to Jennifer. But, I feel like it's a collaboration. God uses everyone. God makes police officers. I believe that. I believe it is a part. It is like a ministry, and what they did was wonderful. I mean, I think they do a great job.
Yeah.
But you know, it took a collaboration here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me hearing God and giving them the message, and them actually listening and going and searching by those cliffs. And I'm sure I had credibility because I was working with their top detectives within the homicide unit. So
Jennifer's family can rest in peace now.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. And the viewers can find your Facebook at where?
Kimmy Bloomberg, Kymmi Bloomberg, and they can find pinned videos, other stories where the Lord has used me on missing person cases.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.